Gig economy in India. HR compliance. UK Supreme Court's treatment of gig workers. The recently enacted Code on Social Security, 2020, in India, defines gig worker as a person who performs work or participates in a work arrangement and earns from such activities outside of traditional employer-employee relationship. The central government is yet to notify the date from which the provisions of the code will be in force in India. In the absence of any prescribed statutory benefits to gig workers, an employer-employee relationship has to be established between an employer and the gig worker. In various judicial precedents, the Supreme Court of India has held that the prima facie tests for determination of an employer-employee relationship are: A. The existence of employer's right to supervise and control the work done by the employee. B. The employer has economic control over the worker's subsistence, skill and continued employment. C. If the work undertaken by a person is integral to the employer's business. D. Whether wage or remuneration is paid by the employer. The UK Supreme Court held that drivers engaged by Uber were workers and not independent, third-party contractors. This judgment may have an impact on the treatment of gig workers in India. The Supreme Court's verdict, in the Uber case, was based on the following predominant factors. A. The remuneration paid to drivers for the work they do and the service fees unilaterally fixed by Uber. B. Uber exercises control over the acceptance and cancellation of trip requests. C. Uber vets the types of vehicles that may be used by a driver, integrating and monitoring the technology used by a driver in delivering his service. D. Uber restricts the communication between passenger and driver to the extent minimum and necessary for performing a particular trip. So, what's the conclusion? With the advent of multiple e-commerce, aggregator and freelance services in India, the extension of social security benefits to gig workers seems imminent and not too far away. Any questions? Ask C-Quel. Logo to www.cquel.com. Email info@cquel.com. Connect with C-Quel on LinkedIn and FB. Happy to help.